Howdo folks, it's that time again. It's time to play yet more Dark Souls 2 DLC. Now, a quick confession to make before we really get started. I've actually already played this. In fact, I played through on New Game Plus. I started off the first part of New Game Plus on my streaming account over on Twitch. The latter half I finished on my own because my god, on New Game Plus, does that really make a difference on this particular section? Did not believe. I didn't have too much trouble at all playing through previous DLC on New Game Plus. In fact, little to none, to be quite frank. But seriously, when I was doing it on streaming, first boss we encountered, I wouldn't spoil exactly what he is, but let's see. It took me a grand total of 2.5 hours to actually beat him on New Game Plus. So I'm more than a little concerned things are going to go badly. I mean, compared to my New Game Plus character, this guy here is infinitely more overpowered. So, for the stage of the game he's in, he's ridiculously strong. Not just his weapons combo, but even his armor setup, his health setup, everything. You guys got punked. Well, there's monstrosity. This still creeps me out every time it dissolves when you pick up those smelter wedges. Yeah. Wedges of the smelter. The only thing that can kill the Ashen Idol. Actually, I don't know if it's the only thing that can kill it. Perhaps the only thing that can destroy it, though. We never bothered actually trying to see if you can just out and out kill the things. I presume you can't do damage to them anyway. So what's an Ashen Idol, you wonder? Well, funny you should ask me that, because we're about to go and find one. Yeah. Oh dear lord. It's very steampunk around here, by the way. I like it. There we go. This is an Ashen Idol. Not supposed to happen is, you're supposed to freak out and get blasted by this dark version of Firestorm. But since I already knew exactly where she was going to be, and the fact she doesn't have any direct attacks, I could just do that. Now, believe it or not, Nadalia is not actually a chocolate-based nut spread, as you may first be inclined to believe. It is in fact the Dark Queen of this area. The lure, such as it states, well, who is the king? At this point, anyway, it sort of states, it's a bit of a mix-up, let's put it that way. The lore sort of implies, if you read her soul description as it is right now, and don't worry, that wasn't the boss fight or anything, that's, again, it's part of the gimmick for this area. More on that area later. We're going down there. Never realised it was actually directly below the Iron Throne, actually. Huh. How about that? But yeah. If you read the soul description as it stands, it says that she came to the land as the other Dark Queens did, but found the old Iron King was already dead. And so in her despair, allowed herself to be consumed by the flames, and the shattered remnants of her spirit now roam the land as the Ashen Idols. Not entirely true, but not entirely inaccurate either. It's kind of hard to describe. If you do that jump, you can actually skip out like 3 or 4 enemies right here. There's no real advantage to coming this way. I'm just giving you guys a general idea of what you can expect. To you as well. Seriously, that's the sound effect for the Mars Attacks aliens, isn't it? I'm not the only one that thinks that. I can't be. Yeah, there's like 1, 2... Just 2? No, 3. There's another guy who's in an ambush as well, so yeah. If you do that jump, you can skip out these like 5 enemies. Makes your life a bit simpler, Yeah, makes my life a bit simpler anyway. Hey buddy. Nope. Wow, we both missed. It's embarrassing for all concerned at this point. Nope. Oh, all them misses, Squire. All them misses. By the way, bonk. Nope. Don't one of the other guys drop something. How very nice of him. I wonder, can I parry you? Yep, I can. See, my other build doesn't have a means of parrying, so I never had a chance to bother trying. But yeah, apparently you can parry those guys. Nice to know. That's it. You'll understand more once I come to the next segment why I say that what Nadalia's soul currently says isn't entirely true. Also, you will note that her soul has a little description that says that it cannot be used in its current state. which is all rather confusing. That'll be cleared up momentarily. Over that sword that guy's using, it's basically a reskinned Boulder side sword from the first game. Yep, there you go. But wait, didn't we kill her? Yes, we did. But as the sword description says, she was split into many, many pieces. It's kind of an interesting way, just over there by the way, that's how you get to her. That's how you get to that one anyway. But wait, Lizzo, how many are there? Well, there's a lot of them. There are 11 or... I think there's 11 idols, but 12 soul pieces in total. Again, when we get there, I'll show you how that works. Yeah, it is utterly ridiculous. It really, really is. I say, rather than being a boss fight like the other queens have been so far, Idalia did something a bit special. She threw herself into the flames of this furnace. Well, the furnace that's down below us anyway. And split her soul into many, many different parts. No one part capable of being killed except using a piece of the furnace that killed her. And each one of those parts, rather than being an enemy, it acts in several fashions. It will either heal the enemies in the local vicinity, cause inanimate objects, such as what this guy basically is. You'll see in a moment when I kill him. There you go, it's just pieces of armor. So it will resurrect, it'll animate, rather than resurrect inanimate objects. It will buff enemies, by which I mean it'll make their defenses stronger. I don't think it affects their attack rating at all. It definitely buffs their defenses. Also, the things that have been reanimated by her power. See, there's another one. Things that have been reanimated. If there's an Ashen Idol anywhere nearby, they will cause like the suits of armor to come back to life again, even if you kill them, for as long as the Ashen Idol is still present. So yeah, it's a rather unique effect. So you never directly fight Nidalia per se. Rather, in this particular case, you fight the incarnations of her. It's a different type of battle, rather than fighting you directly. She instead actively spreads herself around the world, making the enemies in the area stronger than they would normally be. And like I said, a lot of them aren't exactly pushovers to start with. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been walking around, parrying people left, right and centre and one-shot killing them, but don't get me wrong, these guys are actually usually a lot more of a threat. If you don't have an active measure of defense or a way of parrying, they can and will kick your arse. There we go. Jerry's now suddenly covered in ash. Now, if I'd not killed him before she'd finished buffing him, my pokey pokes would have been probably halved in terms of damage. So yeah, we're going to need to get rid of her post-haste. You like a wedge? No pizza for you, just wedges. His buff should vanish as soon as she blows up. Yep, there you go. Now he's just a regular enemy again. Nope. Not gonna fool me there, Squire. I know you can't parry jumping attacks in this game. I really don't quite understand that decision anymore. Although, that said, considering stuff like the Monastery Scimitar exists, like I say, perhaps I should be grateful that you can't parry jump attacks. Gives you at least one method of countering the old money. Back up and jump attack. Usually takes care of the matter quite handily. Jesus Christ, Dark Souls, really? You have him try and stab me through a door? That's just lazy coding, that is. And we have the first of our new pyromancies too, I believe. Dance of Fire, which is utterly useless. I mean, literally, it does absolutely no damage. It does maybe 100 damage, if that. Completely pointless. I mean, I can understand maybe using it as a way of temporarily forcing someone who's chasing you to back off. It creates like a little wall of fire. Depending on where you're looking. If you're right in front of you or wherever the enemy is. That sort of business. So as a deterrent, maybe, but as a form of damage, it is absolutely pointless. There's another one we can get around here, which I can't... Ooh. Oh, yeah, right, I forgot. Some of these ash bodies actually have items hidden inside them. Yep, there it is. There was an ambush somewhere. Or an ash bush. Maybe, should I say. Potato at this point, really. Ooh, he dropped me something. Very nice. One of your axes? Nope. Charcoal pine resin. Believe it or not, fire attacks actually not useless in this area. You expect all the enemies here to be very resistant to fire, wouldn't you, being a fire area? But actually not the case. A lot of them have a bizarre weakness to fire. In fact, there's one particular type of enemy you can cause to combust by setting it alight. Again, not particularly important for this character. This guy can still kill them in a couple of shots, I'd imagine. If you find you're having difficulty damaging them, hitting them with a source of fire and then getting them to, self-combust is a pretty viable way of getting rid of them. In fact, when they explode, they'll even take care of any other enemies that happen to be nearby. Very useful. God. I'm running out of commentary, so I mean, I spent literally probably 12 or 13 hours yesterday. Go on, off you go. Yeah, these guys behave more or less exactly like crystal lizards. Unless you aggro them, they'll just run away from you. Which is important because... yeah, they're carrying around piles of gunpowder. I suppose it makes sense if you're going to do a lot of mining or whatever else have you, but even so. Gun hardcore. No, I assume this guy only appeared on New Game Plus. Guess not. Go on. Go blow him up for me. Go on. That's it. There we go. I do love the fact that explosion damage is cumulative in this game. I can't remember if it was the same way in Dark 1, but here in Dark 2, you don't just take damage from the first explosion to hit you. If several go off at once, you take cumulative damage from every single one. What makes Lingering Flame so amazing when you can actually get it to work. I mean, I've had cases where I've been like hanging out in Dragonlane Castle, to the top of that big elevator that takes you up to where the embedded is. I've had invaders appear and I've lined the entire top of that lift with Lingering Flame mines. They get up to the top of the lift just in time for like 6 mines to detonate in their face at once. No matter what defenses you're using, having 6 explosions go off at once, guaranteed insta-kill. It's amazing. And if you think particularly means you can cast Flame Suave as well. Just to guarantee that if they attempt to dodge that, they're still going to be hit by the mines. That's actually the first damage I've taken so far in the DLC, isn't it? That one go with firebombs. Have an arm being able to hit me with an arcing explosive that I could only barely manage to hit him in. Ooh, hello. Hang out, why don't ya? Weird stuff. Oh, Havoc. A lot of strange stuff in this. Yeah, but like I said, I'm not looking forward to what's probably going to be the first boss of this DLC I fight. I mean, I'm kind of assuming that... I don't know. I said this guy's fairly overpowered for a new game build. So perhaps he won't have any trouble. I suspect part of it was that the guy I'm using for New Game Plus, I've spent a lot of time using souls I've acquired to upgrade his weapon and his armor, rather than upgrading his actual levels. So I suspect a big part of it was me just purely not having enough, raw health or defense to withstand New Game Plus bosses. Even so, it wasn't fun. Got to the stage where, when I finished the DLC on New Game Plus last night, I put down my controller, turned off the PS3, just went straight to bed. No sense of, achievement, no victory, no celebration, just, good, that's fucking over, to bed. Which is not something that happened to me when I played Sunken King. In Sunken King I quite enjoyed. Do I have to read this first? Yep. Reading the message makes the boxes spawn? No idea how that works. It shouldn't, because you should be able to see the boxes from across the other side there. The boxes should always be there, but perhaps reading the message enables you to actually glitch through the door and damage the boxes? I don't know. Yeah, it's the first room of this DLC that's particularly challenging. I don't know, it's kind of a hard one to describe. Got her idol down there, by the way. You couldn't hear her whispering over me talking. I'd say it's a hard one to describe. There's... how can I put this? I think quite possibly the variation in enemies and such, and the level design in general is more interesting in old Iron King than it is in Sunken King. Over the bosses, I don't know. I don't enjoy the bosses for this DLC as much as I did the first one. I mean, I love the fight against Sin. That was intense. Ridiculously intense. And as irritating as it was for, Elaine to keep summoning in bosses from, other areas, you just kept you on your toes, This one, I don't know. Actually, I will say, probably from a lore perspective, even if we're only talking about the whole stuff with Nadalia, this one probably actually does a better job with lore than Sunken King does as well. It's good though. They just, the bosses kind of let it down. So you'll see when we get there, but a lot of the major bosses have the whole multi-form thing going on. You know what I mean? You'll get them down below a certain health and suddenly they'll buff. You see, in one of... I'll say in both of them's cases it makes sense, sort of. Although in one of them's cases it's just as annoying as when you encounter it another time. In the case of the main final boss for this DLC, it kind of makes sense that he'd be able to buff. I'm not going to explain that, I'm going to wait till we actually get there. You'll understand why, but even so. It's still annoying when you've got multiple bosses that do the whole multi-form thing. Especially in the case of the final guy. When he does his whole, this is my final form business. The amount of damage he does, I swear it's got to at least double. And considering he's not exactly a weak lad to start with. It's really not good. Even that, I could accept that. It wasn't the fact that he starts attacking at the speed of lightning as well. Hopefully it won't be an issue, because I mean, I'm already, slightly over-leveled for doing this. I damn well certain going to chomp a Brightbug when I get to him. So hopefully that'll make the whole fight trivial. It's just weird. I mean, the first DLC, I was able to take on the bosses without the aid of Brightbugs quite handily. This one, even with Brightbugs, it took me, well, an entire night to finish the DLC. There's only so much that having, low health can account for. Yeah, there we go. You know what I'm saying about the, buff to defenses there? Ooh, fuck. Angsty lass, isn't she? Gone from dealing, like, 500 damage per poke to, like, 150 after he gets the defense buff. Hold this boy, would you, love? Muchly. Straight between the tits. So that wasn't intentional at all from Soft, was it? I swear to God that if you wear the whisper ring, you've got to be able to actually understand what the hell she's muttering there. I'm not going to bother actually going and getting it, but I have an intuition that it's probably a case. Oh, hello. I'm here. Yeah, swing and a miss, son. It's one of the many reasons I love thrusting weapons. The way it makes your character crouch slightly as you use them, especially if you're going up against an enemy that's taller than you. You have a fair chance their swing's going to go straight over your head because your hitbox is slightly lower than it should be. One of the many reasons thrusting weapons are probably the best weapons in the game. Well, in my opinion anyway. Boom! Headshot! Oh, she fell. What a crying shame. See why I don't like this wench in a minute. Wait for it. Oh. Yep, there it is. She's stealing my bit. There could be only one lightning mage around here. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. Woke my cat up with that. He's now glaring at me. Yeah, what you looking at, you little furry fuck? Eh, what you looking at? Ah, that's right, I'll poke you. I'll poke your belly with my foot. Ah, ah, ah. Ah, ah, you little... Well, now I know what that skeleton felt like. Cat claws be sharp, yo. Ah, fuck, my foot's bleeding. Well, you know, mildly speaking anyway, but... Ah, you little furry fuck. I'm gonna get you for that. Just so you know, don't you sit there and purr at me. I'm gonna get you for this. Just so you're aware. Nope. Oh god, that, yes. Yeah, the sorceress bitches in this area have like a lightning version of Life Drain Patch. It doesn't cause as much damage as Life Drain Patch does, but I think it actually lasts slightly longer and has a bigger area of effect as well. God only knows how you get it. I mean, I'm assuming it's a spell you can get. It might be a unique sorcery, like the desert sorceresses have. Several versions of their sorceries you can never actually get as a player. That might be the case. Kind of suck if it does, actually. I mean, I'd like to have my own lightning version of Life Drain Patch. That'd be really, really cool. I mean, don't know how you get it, but I'd like it. Man can dream, right? I mean, perhaps it's a special attack if you get their weapons. Perhaps I'll come back here and farm for those weapons at some point. I've heard rumours apparently one of their daggers acts like the Crisp Blade. Jesus Christ. From, Demon Souls. Dramatically increases your magical attack power, but at the same time gives you a ow! Fuck. Gives you a crippling weakness to magic at the same time. Pretty much essential for a glass cannon build, wouldn't you think? Nope. When you get that counter hit, it's like an instant death for these guys. Yeah. Or not. Apparently drawing a bow doesn't count as an attack. Doesn't count until the arrows let fly. Yeah. Come at me, you fuck. I dare ya. Surprise! Wait, I'm not dead yet! Oh god, despawned anyway! Well, that was awkward. Any more goodies hidden inside the ash? Yep, there you go. Do you mind? I'm trying to pick things up here. Terribly uncouth. Fuck you. There you go. You didn't have time to push the X button properly. That's sort of my own fault. I wasn't actually holding the controller correctly, but even so, you know. Not the done thing, you know. Hello? Oh, hi there. Don't mind me. Should I parry you, I wonder? That would be the question. Ah! Okay, note to self. That thrust attack comes out a lot faster than pretty much every other attack he does. I can still parry it, though. Yep, there you go. Why aren't you falling over? You're dead. Get the idea already. My god. Ooh. No, just more clouds appearing. It's okay. So there's going to be more enemies, but no, just more clouds of ash. Yes, it's all gone very Silent Hill up in here. Like quite literally, there's clanging machinery, giant cogs, fire, and ash everywhere. I imagine this is more like what the original Silent Hill would have been if made with current generation technology. Even got the third person perspective. Yeah, there's the thing. You guys seen the new Silent Hill, by the way? The teaser for it, at least, anyhow? So I can't make my mind up whether I like it or not. Yeah. Take a little break. See you next time, folks.